All right, let's look at an overlooked stock that had a little bit of a down day today, but it's been up a ton in the last 48 hours around a partnership with Nvidia. Alex Coffey taking a look at Arbe for us today. Alex, kind of a fun little diversion from our market chat around the session. This thing went from $1.50 like 2 weeks ago to $5. So we've kind of seen a lot of this lately, but this seems like it's actually on something fairly like grounded.
Yeah, well, of course, you know, the Consumer Electronics Show, CES, going on. Nvidia's leadership's been speaking, and there's been a kind of a range of announcements of collaborations and partnerships and investments from many of these bigger companies into some of these smaller up-and-coming firms. And this one in particular, a collaboration was announced between Arbe, Arbe, which is this robotics company we're talking about, and Nvidia. This was, I believe, yesterday. And so this is a company that works within kind of the radar world. Think about, mapping while autonomous driving is taking place. You see it in Teslas. Obviously, it's Tesla's own technology, but for the context of the type of technology we're talking about, they also, in this particular case, in Arbe, they use machine learning to kind of make it, get better and better and improve so that they can build.
Which is the old school definition of AI.
Yeah, so machine learning's radar robotics to ultimately, with the use of being powered by some of the Nvidia systems, to build out potentially things to improve AI-powered driving.
They want a zero road fatality reality. That's their buzz line.
Yeah, and so
I'll get behind that.
How to make that happen is continued innovation, but also being partnered up with companies that, one, have the money to spend on it, but also have the technology to power this type of technology. One thing I should note, though, is stock obviously jumps on this news. And then you see the turnaround because they announced then after the fact that they're offering almost 9 million shares at $3.20 a share. So diluting the shares, normal reaction, doing what, I guess prudent companies do, which is when the stock pops, float some more stock. But it does, I'm not going to say too much, but maybe let it settle in a second. Literally the next day seems quite quick, but take advantage of the pop.
Okay. This is a pretty good one. There's definitely competition, of course, but if Nvidia's kind of chosen them as a collaborator, and that means they've got something good.
They're not alone, though. They also, NVIDIA made a partnership with Aurora Innovation. We talked about that on NextGen as well. So NVIDIA is doing what many of these companies are doing, which is spreading their money out, kind of like Google does with that other bets category. They're in the place now where they got a seat at the table. They got the cash to spend. They can outsource a lot of this innovation and collaborate with these different teams. So perhaps win-win for NVIDIA as well as a company like Arbe.
Okay. The Israeli programmers are really good at this stuff. All these companies seem to be based there, like the Vision AR companies and stuff. They're so $3.08 though. I mean, it also was at $10 a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. So I mean, be ready. There could be some financial pressure on management to, I don't know. But financially, obviously, this has been a big disappointment since its debut in 2021. But I can't imagine anything better to kind of get things back on track than partnering with Nvidia.
Yeah, and if you just look at the financials, it's an asset that's going to decay because it doesn't make any money, right? It's losing a ton of money per share. It's natural for that share price to decline, especially as they have to float more and more share to keep the business ongoing. But when you announce partnerships with major players, one, it goes from being an overlooked, unknown name to not so overlooked and not so unknown.
That's what they did today, right? $29 million direct offering.
Yep.
About $9 million shares. So
yep, exactly.
That's probably the prudent thing for them to do.
It is. I do feel, timing-wise, they obviously took advantage of the fact that the stock ran up, but the next day it seems. I don't
know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of
what these companies do.
Kind of what they're supposed to, right?
Yeah.
If they're losing money, they should take advantage of that. So, all right, cool. One to watch. Thanks, Alex. Nice. Arbe, is that how you say it?
Arbe.
Arbe. All right, nice.